Have you ever thought about having an open relationship? Well, a new study has some pretty interesting results. When asked, 33% of men said they were willing to consider having more than one wife or a long-term girlfriend. Meantime, only 11%, surprise, surprise, of women were open to the idea. On a related note, a Reddit post has gone viral. A man posted about regretting his decision to an open marriage because now his wife is very busy with all her new suitors. Meantime, he can't get a date. And the one woman he asked out at work ended up complaining to HR he was fired. So how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think this is the more the rule rather than the exception. I think men tend to just say, man, if I wasn't married, do you know what I'd be doing? Everybody be. I know, Erica, do you know how many people really think that? Do you know how many people really think that? And after a while, they wear their partner down, and their partner's like, okay, we'll have this open relationship, and their partner then realizes how attractive they are to men, and meanwhile, the guy that initiated it is usually the person saying, let's close this back on up, because it's really, I'm sure it's very, it's very selfish in a way.
I want to give a little bit of background. This is straight couples that they asked. I think that adds a totally different dimension, and I want to make that really clear. I also just don't want to make us giggle and laugh about dudes wanting women and connect that and conflate that with people who are really experiencing polyamory. It's a real thing. People are enjoying it in very safe.
But this is an open marriage, not polyamory.
Oh, excuse me, or open marriages. And sometimes
polyamory has the word love in it. So
yes, amor.
But disproportionately, men favor this than women. Disproportionately, we have the data.
Yes, and that's, I just don't want people, it's a real
Well, why do you think that is?
Lifestyle.
Testosterone, Al.
But why? Women have estrogen.
I know, but I do think that men tend to view sex more primitively.
Really?
I do.
And more often. And we have a lot of studies to show that you guys think about it within many times during a minute. We do it much fewer.
But doesn't that vary depending on your age?
The majority and average.
We're talking about,
the majority and average
speaking.
of what age?
Of the studies they've done, Al.
Which studies?
The ones from MIT.
Okay.
Erica, what are you thinking?
I think it's nice to have feelings that there's going to be a long line for you.
You don't think that there are any men that would have a long line?
Sure.
Okay.
I just think that sometimes when these conversations are had in men's heads, that they don't think about how the world works. I mean, I've been on the receiving end of a guy who thought that he was going to go and do something and there was going to be a whole world out there. And then when he realized it, he wanted to come back to me. And we all have at some point.
I haven't.
I wasn't talking to you.
I was joking, Erica. I wasn't asking you to answer that seriously.
We've been in a relationship, and then he breaks it off, and then he comes back to you because he realizes that the grass wasn't greener, and then you're like, oh, but I realized the grass is greener.
Thank you.
Bye. So, you gotta play your hand. Sometimes you overplay your hand, and that's okay too.
But you will suffer those consequences. Okay.